All right, so once again, I apologize about the lack of structure heading into our departure on the Great American Coastal Excursion. Once we leave on June 10th, we're going to do our 3 posts a day, and we'll be right in the groove. Today, I just want to talk about a few small things. I don't think on the last two trips I really went over in detail a few of the things. So, and I'll compare some of this stuff to the first 2 trips because I always do. The first thing, let's talk about footwear. Basically, all I'm doing is bringing Tevas. This is my footwear. The word that comes to mind might be counterintuitive, and I didn't catch on to wearing Tevas while pedaling until I saw somebody else doing it, and I asked them. I was a little bit surprised myself, and they seemed to be really happy. So I tried it on the last trip, and let me show you. I saved these. These made it through the entire trip. 16,000 miles of the Great American Triple Switchback. They survived the fire. I wore those to Walmart that day to get to new stuff up in Battle Creek, Michigan. So we got the footwear. If it does get cold once we get to, let's say, the West Coast, then, you know, I might get sneakers, or we'll deal with that. But that's the footwear. We're starting out with that, and we're just going to go with it. One of the other things, when I ride the bike, I take notes. I don't take notes on my phone. I put a pad on the front, and I write. And I write while I'm pedaling. I can just lean over and take notes, and it works out pretty well. Sometimes it's too scribbly to read when it comes time. But anyway, I'm thinking, like, I don't remember having specific problems with the rain, but everything gets wet. Like, the notebook gets totally saturated, and I figured I'd look into a waterproof pen, and I did. And I bought this pen. It cost $19, this pen, and it deemed itself as waterproof, and it is. It works. I soaked a piece of paper. It wrote fine, right? And then I got to thinking. I grabbed another pen that I got free from the library, and that worked fine too. So generally speaking, every pen is waterproof. So I have a $19 cheap pen. So, lesson learned. I can't be mad because it does what it said, you know. So, I just thought that was interesting. The lights. So, I'm going to have 3 of these lights. I'm not going to use any red lights on the back. I'm just going to use this, the blinking one. Just because I've had too much trouble with the red lights. They break. They're not bright enough. On and on and on. But what's interesting about these is the fact that this is basically one big battery with a light on the front. So you can undo this thing on the back here, and you can plug in any something with a USB port to charge. So if you're in a pinch to charge your phone or something, you can get it open. There's a USB plug in there. See that? You can plug your phone into this light to charge it. So that's pretty cool. And since this trip it's going to be a warm trip during the summer, I had to think about the blanket or a sleeping bag, but I'm going to keep it real simple. And since we're going to be next to the water and I plan on swimming a lot, I'm going to bring a towel. I'm going to use the towel as a blanket at night. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. Obviously, the towel might be damp, but I have no problem sleeping anywhere with anything on top of me. If you remember, I literally slept in puddles in the tent on a wet sleeping bag. So, you know, that's our baseline right there. So I just thought that's interesting that we can save space on the bike, and SB3 is looking really good. I'm just fine-tuning things right now, like very specific stuff. So without the blanket, she won't be as top heavy, and I got the saddlebags, her panniers down lower. She's looking real good right now. And one other thing, I do have 2 cats. I think a lot of people know that. And my brother was really nice enough to step up and say that he would watch my cats at his house. There was a question because he's got 1 million cats. So with my cats, he'd have 1,000,002 cats. And, you know, you got to draw the line somewhere. But he was nice enough to do that. So my brother Jim's watching my cats. So that actually, it's a big relief. Gives me peace of mind. And I'll just talk about one more thing. I won't show it to you, but my phone holder, I got a super heavy duty. It's like a wrought iron phone holder that you can just screw the phone into. So it should be foolproof, but as we learned, or at least I learned on the last trip, we went through 5. I was on the 5th phone when I got to Hawaii. So I was disappointed in that, but at the same time, some of those were 1 in a million shots. The phone would pop off the bike, go just in one single spot where it couldn't go to get broke, and it got broke. So that was really weird. And I'll say one more thing. Oh, and I'll show this to you in a different video, but I also have a backup phone, like a super duper backup phone. And I'll talk about that. So I think I'm covering more bases as far as the small stuff goes. So we're all good for June 10th. Everything's set. I'll do more videos. I'll try to keep them interesting, like I said, and just go over the little stuff. If you have any questions or ideas, let me know. All right.